Hello and welcome to yet another dimension. I am Jeremy. This is
Lucid Espresso.
And we just watched Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2
Evening Festival.
Episode 7. What did you think of this episode?
I thought it was good. I felt like I was watching Gurren Lagann or Kill la Kill at some point.
I hate you. I was going to say that. I wanted to make that point first.
Yeah, wait, you made the point during our watch.
I should.
And then what made me mad was
I lost his review. He's the better critic.
I'm just saying, you said it, and then that's all I kept seeing. I was like, damn.
It was though.
He's right.
It was.
I feel like maybe Gege got some inspiration for that because Mekimaru uses mechs, and not only that, his final mech, which I forgot the name of it. I can't tell you. Off the top of my head, but it's very Evangelion-ish. I like that. I like that a lot. But
I was gonna talk about. I like this episode too. The fight, JJK, the fights. I'm like, it's like another world when I'm watching it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it looked so good.
Yeah, and there's so much going on. Like just really that one part. We'll talk about it, I guess, in length, but. It's just so much to cover with this fight. Like that one part where he's Mahito, he's like running in the forest and he's changed into so many different animals.
I thought that was really cool.
I'm like, I feel like I was on acid. There was
like the multicolored beams that were like chasing at him, like homing on him.
Yeah.
And as he's like going through, like he was a bird, and then he like switched to a rat, and then turned into like a mole rat, and then switched back into a gorilla.
Yeah.
Then it was really cool. I thought that was awesome.
Man, I just who did this? I need to know because I feel like it's somebody that worked at Trigger or somebody that's worked on Gainax stuff before.
I wish I could give you that information, but this episode just came out, so I have not seen any.
It just came out today. Yeah.
Yeah, I have not seen any
information on the
yeah. Like for the
what is it, the registry that does it?
Registry, yeah. I have not checked the stuff. I just want to say this right now. YouTube has this thing where it's unsubscribing people.
Yeah, they do. I gotta check because I don't see some people sometimes.
Yeah, and I always see registry stuff. I watch his content all the time. So with that being said, if you guys are subscribed to us or you're coming back across this video and you're just like, why haven't I seen the rest? Please double check and make sure that you're still subscribed to us because
YouTube
bell is definitely unsubscribing people. And I have not checked anything on that, but nor was there anything on X related to Sakuga from Mappa. But I'm pretty sure we'll hear more about that in the coming weeks. So I can tell you more, and I'll let you know that if anybody from Trigger worked on those. Yeah,
because as soon as so if Ari first, he's in a mech that looks like an Ava mech.
Yeah,
it's like the skinny design. I absolutely love.
I want to touch on one thing that made it feel even more like Gurren Lagann.
Oh yeah, it definitely did.
Was when the mech when Mekimaru was going to use his final attack, and they were going in, he was just like, ah!
Yes, that was like in
the shading. I was like, bro.
I was like.
Is this Gurren Lagann?
Oh, look, man. They caught me with this one because I love Trigger.
Yeah.
I love Gurren Lagann. I love Kill la Kill. With the Kill la Kill influence was the stars. Like they had in Kill la Kill, you ever seen it? You wear uniforms. The more stars you have in uniforms, the better. I think it's Goku or uniforms. But it was a whole bunch of stars that appear on the screen. I was like, that's Kill la Kill. And then you said like the drill, and like it was like it was a drill to it, and then the face it was Gurren Lagann, Ava, all Gainax, and then eventually Studio Trigger. So I love it. Thank you, JJK, for showing how much appreciation Studio Trigger should have.
Yeah, big shout outs to Gege for those inspiration. He's honestly a great writer, and I'm caught up on the manga, and let me tell you, I can't wait till we get to
There's a lot of this. There's a lot of this. Okay.
No, not just like Shibuya incident arc, but like the current where we're at now.
Jesus.
It's so good. I'm just like, man, the writing and the fighting.
It's been look, the first season, I think it was just like I said last episode, it was just set up. All the characters, the situations. It kind of felt like more episodic because they'll go to one place and then they just go to another one, like they have to fight, and then they'll like solve a mystery over there. It's kind of like Scooby Doo.
Yeah.
Like who done this? Like, you know, the Rascally Kids.
I enjoyed it a lot. It was
But this is more focused though.
Yeah, it was like I'm just happy they didn't expand on. I felt like Mechamaru fight was gonna be like, you won't know the outcome to the next episode, but they were able to finish it in the first half.
I'm happy they did. Yeah.
Yeah, same here. Like, as much as like we would love to spend more time with that character, but like the length of that fight was literally one episode, because the first half of the first episode of JJK coming back off of the hiatus was like Yuji and a girl that he used to talk to a long time ago.
Yeah.
That was like a really cool person to him. And then we got the start of Mechamaru's fight. And then this episode was like the final half of that. So it was like literally the length of one episode. And then
it was. Yeah, if you watch it back, it is one episode.
Yeah,
Because
that's a good length.
That's a good way to put it, because you're not just gonna watch this once. Like, you're gonna watch it the first episode, second episode, back to back. Yeah.
So I mean, like, if you think about it, if you come up to the part where they were talking to Mechamaru, auto transmogrification to his body, make him normal, and up to the end of the episode, and then starting this episode, I think is like roughly 18 to 20 minutes of a fight scene.
And that's like a full episode.
That's like a full episode. That's a full episode. Enjoyable indeed. Counting out, it's about 15 minutes actually. I'm gonna say 15 minutes because you gotta count out.
I mean, let's see what they're doing. It felt like when I was watching, like I said, that was only first half of the episode, because it felt like the whole entire episode. So much happened.
Yeah, they didn't cut from anything else. I mean, like,
a
bit of a cut was like him thinking about Miwa because he's in love with her.
But that's still like in the.
That's still related to the fight. It wasn't like cut to this and then cut to like someone talking about something that's completely unrelated. Like,
they didn't cut. Yeah.
But then after we get the results of the final attack between, or the final exchange between Maito and Mechamaru, we cut to Shibuya. It's Halloween. I'm glad that they kind of just skipped straight to Halloween. But then again, they kind of did the same. A week passed from the death of Mechamaru. If you're watching this episode of our review, please tell me that you have watched that, because there's a bit of a spoiler there. He is dead. A week passed. Right? And Shibuya, someone puts a veil over Shibuya. And mind you, Halloween, everyone's like celebrating it out in Shibuya.
It's a good spot.
Spot, right? Huge event over in Shibuya Crossing, and then like you see a normal bystander is like, "What the hell is that in the sky?" And like a veil is slowly opening. She's able to see it because obviously she must have some form of curse energy in her that she's able to do it. But not everyone's a sorcerer. They just, some are in tune to, curse energy or whatever. But as the veil envelopes Shibuya, or a good section of Shibuya, because Shibuya is actually pretty big, people are getting sucked into the station area where somebody was like, it's full of boiling water and stuff like that. Like, people are dying down there. So it's pretty crazy. I
was like, this is about to get brutal.
Yeah, and then it's a build up, but then there's someone sprouting like, oh, if we want to get out of here, Satoru Gojo needs to show up. So now everyone's like calling for Gojo to get out. So now you got all these innocent people who are like, where's Gojo? He needs to be here for us to get out, right? And only Gojo and a few like higher ranked sorcerers and executives can go inside a veil.
It's very interesting because, like I said last episode, I mean, what they've been trying to do this whole time is to basically trap Gojo or get him away so they can. Yeah,
and and the only person who knows that Gojo's this type of person is Geto, right? He's like, oh yeah, he claims he's the strongest. Obviously, he wants to be like the hero. So if you get innocent people calling for him to help, he's gonna show up at some point, and he's gonna show up alone. And it's Geto and his people versus Gojo. And obviously, it's not to kill Gojo, it's to capture Gojo. That's their goal. Once they can seal Gojo away, then their plan can go into action. Thus,
they want to kill all the regular people.
All the humans. Yeah.
All the Muggles.
Also sorcerers, too. All
the sorcerers, too?
They want to... So they don't want to kill sorcerer. Anyone who's in the way of their plan. Right?
Oh yeah, so anybody that's like bent to the will, but all regular people are gonna die. Though.
Yeah,
like
for sure.
You're useless, or they can't adapt. Like because some people can see it. Like the girl was like, you see that curse like in the air. Like she might be good if she's like, oh yeah, I'll go with it.
But the thing is like she's not in tune with that. She doesn't know. She's just able
to she doesn't know. Yeah,
she'll know.
You know how people see spirits and you know that. Yeah. So.
It's the same, like, I think, like, if we cut back to, like, Yuji from the very beginning, before he ate Sukuna's finger, like, we already know that his mom was possibly a curse user or was able to use curse technique because one of her ability is anti-gravity. And I think his dad didn't have any abilities from what I know. But his hair color came from his dad. His dad had like pink hair. But his mom had anti-gravity. And that's the reason why, like, when I think back to the first episode when he threw that ball, like that iron ball or like the shot put, and he threw it, I think he was using a small bit of that curse energy of anti-gravity because what is anti-gravity is going to do is like, you know, it's light at that point. It's light. Nothing. There's no weight to it. And then throwing something with the force behind your energy and then putting anti-gravity behind it. And then once it releases at a certain projectile and then becomes dense again, right? That's why I think Yuji is pretty strong for that reason. Reason why he can fight back with the curse before he ate Sukuna's finger.
Well, this, a lot of, so you say dense. A lot of like, the powers and like the explanation is like dense. It's like a lot of layers to what you can and can't do. I was like, wow, this is a lot. I gotta like study on this to like fully understand it.
Gege's writing and explaining things are so well done, and he's also really good at showing and not telling. So you gotta pay attention to some things, and when you're watching in this or reading it, like you got domain expansions, you got simple domains.
Yeah, so I was surprised that he got out of it. I was like, what? Yeah. Simple domain?
And then there's innate domains. There's so many types of domains. But then there's also like understanding how they're countering your abilities. And listen to this. There is, like we were talking about last time, right? You have the 10 shadows, and then you have limitless, right?
Not limitless today. Sorry. Not say it. Yeah.
They are the perfect match against each other to the point where they talked about in like season 1 that a limitless user and one of the 10 shadows user fought to the death and they end up killing each other. So with that being said, there are other techniques that are just as strong as that, and I think one of those strongest techniques is anti-gravity. And then
okay.
If I remember correctly, Yuki, or whatever her name is, the chick with the blonde hair that went to talk to Geto and didn't get to meet Gojo.
Oh, kind of pushed him over the edge.
Yeah, the one with the blonde hair. Her curse technique is gravity.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll see more.
Yeah. So now understand this, that Geto, because Geto or Kenjaku was inside of Yuji's mom when she gave birth to him, he also has the ability to use the anti-gravity ability that she has. And then curse techniques can be hereditary, so like you can pass it on to your next kin.
See, there's so much.
There's so much.
You can't just watch this once. You can't just like passively watch it. You gotta pay attention. You gotta remember certain abilities, what their function is.
Yeah, and then understand why some techniques work the better it does. Like, Geto was explaining exactly how my boy Mekimaru was able to attack Maito inside of his domain.
Because I was watching, I was like, what?
He activated his simple domain inside of a domain, which allows you to attack the user to do damage.
I was surprised by that because I thought that was the end. I was like, he's done, but he still had another attack. But I guess he didn't actually get him.
Stuff like this comes back up again in the future because you're gonna realize like, oh shit, either someone breaks into the domain to get me out, or I use my domain inside it and overpower it, or try to survive long enough to get close to do a simple domain and then do damage to the person to make them drop their domain.
So like, I'm seeing like the domain is like
it's your trump card.
It's like the trump card, It's
but
like,
then there's
it's like the Super Saiyan.
Yeah, but then
I'm sure there's another one.
Yeah,
I'm sure there's another.
So what there is, so you got domain expansion. So like domain expansions are really good. So like in the sense like Limitless, like the moment you're in Limitless, you start receiving so much information about life that you go brain dead. That's what Limitless does. But there are techniques that are, for example, like Hollow Purple is what's called his like big technique, right? Which can also do a lot of damage. Doesn't have to be a domain, but what makes it even special is that there's other techniques that are called maximum output techniques, and what those are like your strongest attack with so much curse technique that is completely different. And I'm not gonna go into any spoilers, but you guys will see that in the future later on in the series where some characters are gonna be like, I have no choice. I'm going to use my maximum output technique. And usually that's followed with them using a lot of curse technique energy and then using some form of a chant. And chanting is another thing that makes a technique stronger. Remember that.
Jeez. I'm still trying to figure out all the domains and how they work. You just talking about all this.
There's so much, dude. Like,
it's complex, but that's cool.
As
that's
someone who's been writing my book, I'm just like, maybe I want to make my power system more better. Like,
hey, look, because I mean, it's been done so many times. You gotta. You can't just shit something out like
you can't just like
simple power
really
levels.
Cool fighting technique, and it's just like one person is just a better fighter.
Unless you want to do that, but
no, I want.
Yeah, you want a power system like this, or similar to this, but they don't. It's obvious that they put a lot of work into this. Yeah. A lot of consideration and that really takes it to be a great writer. You gotta dedicate. You gotta think of every angle possible. So, is there anything else you want to talk about this episode?
I'm surprised Yuji didn't make an appearance.
Yeah, he wasn't in this at all, right? Yeah, because Nobara was in it and Megami. Yeah,
they were showing everybody outside of
the main character.
Yeah, getting ready to go into the domain. I feel like Yuji might have already been in Shibuya when the valve opened.
You think he's in it?
I think he was already inside of it. Yeah,
that's a good. Yeah,
like he was just going out to enjoy
that. What makes with his? Well, I don't know if his girlfriend yet, but that girl.
All right.
Oh, by himself.
I'm gonna spoil it. That girl only appears in that one episode. She doesn't come back.
Are you serious?
Deadass.
What?
She was only just there for that one moment.
I'm gonna lower my score for the last episode.
You're like, they wasted my time.
Did they even mention her after?
To my knowledge, no.
All right, we'll talk about that at the end of the season because I don't know about that.
I feel like that's just a love interest setup.
That was weird though.
I just think it's a love interest setup.
Was it filler?
Not really. I think
what did it set up?
I think that might be something for in the future.
In the future?
Yeah, like towards the end of the game, like he gets married, he has a love interest and stuff like that. Like, or it was there to show that Yuji turned her down because he has feelings for Nobara, and Nobara actually has feelings for Yuji. I don't know. It could be anything. Because, like, there is some form of connection there between those two.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because he remembered her.
No, not the tall girl. I'm talking about Nobara.
Oh, there's a connection.
Yeah,
yeah. So they, okay.
Like, she's like,
she doesn't want to admit to it. Like, she's mad that he might get a girlfriend or she gets a boyfriend.
Excuse.
Yeah. Because your heart just doesn't like,
yeah.
That's love, baby. All right. Anything else?
No, that's it. You want to do the ratings?
Let's do the ratings because I enjoyed it.
I talk too much.
I mean, look, there's a lot to talk about with this like series because it's not just a simple power level system.
I feel like I'm carrying the show.
Look, hey, I said what I needed to say because like, what you're saying, like I didn't know all that. Like for real, like
I know too much.
I'm here to learn too with the
too
audience. I'm just here I'm giving you a platform so you can express your love for this show.
Yeah, but it's on your channel.
You can put it on your channel too if you see. All right.
I don't want to make contact.
But all I wanted to say was the Trigger, Studio Trigger. The fight was awesome. And I like the setup for Shibuya. And I like the flow of this season better, way better than the first season. The stakes are high. Yeah, and that's all I really need. That's all I really need to say.
Steaks. I want some steak.
You just ate.
I know.
I do too, though. All right. All right, what's your rating?
Another 7.5.
Another 7.5?
Yeah, I just feel like the build up to
I think the Mechamaru fight was obvious what was going to happen.
Yeah, that's why the reason why it's like a high. It would have been a higher score if the second half was a little bit more information.
Yeah,
but I know.
Yeah,
they're just building up.
He's like, oh yeah. The only thing he really knows is like they need Gojo and like the people are trapped.
Yeah.
Like nothing else really happened.
I did like the emotion there with Miwa wanting to build on their relationship, and she wanted to see him. But I think what would have made it worse?
Oh
if
yeah,
he was able to hear it.
Yeah, maybe he did.
Nah, he was dead. He was dead by the time.
That's sad.
Yeah.
So that was happening at the same time. Yeah, that was a sad moment too. I like that moment too.
Yeah, it just sucks because like she's gonna realize that he doesn't wake up. But a week passed, so like I would like to know how Miwa is feeling after that week and realizing that Kamaru has not moved from his seat.
That's you're gonna make me cry. That's sad, man. I don't like that.
Actually, I'm gonna give it an 8.
Yeah, I was gonna give it an 8 too because I think this episode is really strong. It just makes me want to see the next one. You know, the fight was obvious with how it was gonna end, but it was still great, and I love the callbacks to Studio Trigger, and Gainax. And you know, I've been playing Armor Core, and I've been feeling mechs a lot. And I made my mech look like the Ava 1 unit too. It's the purple, and I had to green. It made it all skinny. Skinny boys always win.
I was watching I forgot what I was watching. I was watching.
Someone at Armor Core or Ava.
It was like an Armor Core like YouTube short, and someone made Megas XLR.
Oh,
you know the dude that turns into his car turns into a mech. They animate that.
That
was really cool.
I gotta look at that.
Yeah. So there's some cool mechs ideas that made.
Yeah, so
I really want to buy the game. So
I recommend Armor Core 6. It's not like Souls, so don't worry about it. But it's still difficult. But it's all about customization. But this guy, he's the king of it. So
yeah,
he liked it before anybody. You liked it, so I don't want to hear it. I like Souls before everybody else. How about that? All right. That's it.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching.
Appreciate you.
We love y'all.
Check out the Kohai Squad shirts on our Etsy.
Down in the link in the description below.
And
we'll see you in the next dimension.